Welcome. It is a Tuesday. It's a good show today. I was thinking about this for a while. Good to see Char, Who, Xmask, KMZTRY. It's kind of hard to pronounce, but you got it. Good to see everybody. Good morning to all. Good evening. Good afternoon. Good morning, Vietnam. Rest in peace, Robin Williams. Why I chose villain mode. This is going to be interesting. JC left a comment yesterday, and I don't know why it's not showing up about the villain mode, and we're going to get into that. What's the name of the song? The Kingdom by Bush. Good to see JC, Timmy Kramer, golfing at noon, last day walking in the course this season. Getting hot in AZ. We were hot yesterday, and we just got a cold front coming in. I'm going to try to ride my bike after this, get a little workout in. Big Vegas, good to see you. Day off, tuning into the stream. So what is this villain mode? It's not about hurting anybody. It's not about taking over and being crazy with power and destroying societies. A villain and a hero have a very similar life track. Heroes, superheroes, we'll get to the point. They want to fix what's broken. They want to fix evil. Okay, get it? Captain Save-A-Ho. They want to fix the broken woman. They want to fix the programming. The villain grows up very similar, traumatic circumstances, something happens. Go back and watch the movie The Joker, right? You see his humble beginnings, his mother is disabled. He's made fun of. That's probably why the move that Joker 1 was so interesting, because it gave a perspective into the villain life. He goes crazy in the end, right? But he's fighting against the programming that can never be fixed. And so when I say that villain mode is the best mode, it's not talking about, taking the villain mode and becoming a power freak, a control freak. It's taking what you've learned and realize there's nothing I can do to fix the programming in life. I either accept it or I rebel against it, right? And that's what I chose to do. Bookshelf, good to see you. Chemistry is the name, or you would call me. Or you call me Alex. There you go. Get up again. Do you believe men who go to war are the ultimate simps? Well, I mean, there's part of patriotism about it, but it's a good question. That's a great question. My grandfathers were World War II vets. My brother went to the Green Zone. So do we need to be in wars? Depends on the war, right? Villain mode means I assume to serve your goals and avoid being used as a simp. Well said, JC from Texas. Certainly not acting in unlawful ways or going against the golden rule, but being focused on oneself. And that is exactly to sum up this stream of what we're talking about. Again, the villain grows up in traumatic circumstances. Maybe he was bullied, made fun of. Maybe he was in a programming that he could never win. Okay, does that sound familiar to men? Are we in a programming that men can never win in life because the gynocentrism has taken over the governments, the courts, the popo, the Duluth model? And so you decide, am I going to fight against it? Right? Isn't that what the MRAs did? The MRAs decided they wanted to fight against the gynocracy. They wanted men to have rights again. Well, they lost, right? That's the Paul Elam group. Okay. So they lose, but we sit back and we say, you know what? We're going to understand where we've come from. We're going to understand that we've been beaten down. We got back up. We're fighting against the programming. We're fighting against trying to fix it. Okay. That's what men try to do. They want to fix by getting remarried, by getting in new relationships, by trying to be under more understanding. They want to fix it. That's what the superhero does, right? Superman wants to fix it so it goes back to normal programming. He wants to take the evil out, but he's not really fixing the programming. He's fixing the evil, apparently, but he's not fixing anything because the programming will go back to the original. I'm not interested in that game. I'm not interested in simping. And a lot of the superheroes, they've got the ladies and the simps and so forth. They're doing everything for a gynocentric cause as well. Some of the villains I like, look at Darth Vader, right? Darth Vader's past, how he got to the point to be Darth Vader. And then the control and the power corrupted him, obviously. But in the beginning, he was a normal person. went through the traumatic injury and so forth and became who he became. I'm saying don't get to that point where you're just going to rebel and just be so angry at life. Get to the point where you realize, you know what? I'm not going to be a superhero. I don't need to fix it because there's nothing to fix here. We can't fix it. It is what it is. And we move our way and we take the route of focusing on one's self-concept. My grandfather was stationed in England, get up again, on a big carrier. I just watched, yes, but he was in World War II. I just started watching a channel called Grim Hustle. Haven't made up my mind yet, but it seems like it's in line with the villain mode. Go have to check that out, bookshelf. Timmy Kramer, protector and provider for myself. Well said. I mean, that's what it's basically saying. It's protecting, to be in this mode. It's saying, I give no fucks. I'm not going to fix anything. It's unfixable. I'm not going to be the superhero that fixes shit. I'm going to continue with the fact that I've been given what I've been given. I've gone through the experiences I've given, and I'm not going to try to fix it because it's unfixable. That's what I'm talking about. Focusing on self-concept. And you're only a villain because you have consciously refused to be used. Well said. That's another thing. Villains are like, we're not going to be used again by society. We're done. We've already gone through it. It's bullshit. We give no fucks. We don't want to change anything because it's unfixable. You are screwed in this gynocentric society, so why not become the bad guy and enjoy life? Betty Stop. Now, I'm not saying go be a bad guy and do bad things and hurt people. I'm saying just get out of the system. Everybody wants to fix it. Why do you think politicians get into politics? They want to fix everything. They want to be the superhero. They want to be the Captain Save-A-Ho, the White Knight. They want to fix it. That's what superheroes do. But they don't really fix anything. They might fix the situation from being torn apart by some, crazy event that the bad villain does, but they don't want to fix anything. Or, superheroes, they don't really fix anything because the programming goes back to what it was. Rad, I underestimated the power of good food, an open space kitchen, and being alone, not lonely. Women destroy this and ruin their lives. Well, a lot of women, want to control the man. It's as simple as that. If anything, there's a lot of women that are the villains, right? But we're not talking about that. We're talking about this as a self-concept for men to realize, go the villain mode. Realize you can't fix anything. You can't fix female nature. You can't fix women. You can't fix society. You can't fix programming. You can fix what has happened to you, potentially, the experiences you've gone through by choosing new experiences. But at the end of the day, you're not fixing shit. Okay. The confusion that not being used and abused is bad. There you go. That's the whole issue of this channel, is to realize, quit being used and abused by the system. Opt out. That's what villain mode. Give no fucks. Put everything on yourself. And this goes to dealing with family members. And we talk about this, a lot of these streams, and it's all the same talking points, but it's how we frame the talking points. And I figured talking about villains and superheroes would bring a different perspective in life, and why I choose to give no fucks and to move forward. And that includes the daughter I have that I don't talk to. I haven't talked to her for 2 years. Am I going out bitching and crying about it every day? No, I don't give no fucks because I'm in villain mode. I'm focusing on myself and those that give respect. It's as simple as that. John Markell, good to see you. Villains always get the girl and the money. Then they drop that hoe. Attaboy. Good to see you, brother. Pretty much a foregone conclusion that a woman will leave you. My friend got with a girl this morning who has a husband, and she sneaked him in and pounded her. Married women, they say, are the easiest. Nasty hoes create the biatch ass simps they bitch and complain about. Well, most men want to be superheroes to women. They want to fix the single mother. They want to come in and save her, right? But we as villains don't want to, because we know what happens. We know the rules. We know the story. Infinium, good to see you, brother. Happy morning. Good morning to you. It's similar to Jordan Peterson saying, be the monster by not extinguishing the natural drive you have as a man, but controlling it and enjoying life through those portions you allow. Well said. Well said, bookshelf. Exactly. Go beast mode, villain mode. Go after what brings you peace, quiet, freedom, and respect, and get rid of those people, family members, children, adults, parents, brothers, sisters, friends that are toxic to you. We have something about this ultimate superpower by understanding that there's nothing to fix except ourselves. Men first, absolutely. Who? Villains don't hate, they're indifferent. Absolutely. Now, again, the whole comic book series and the whole TV shows are all about the villain brings something evil to the world and the Superman or the super gang fixes it. Okay, I get it. It's a complete classic. That's the storyline of it. And it brings excitement and dollars to Marvel Studios. We're talking about how we get through it before that. The delusion is thinking that we are relevant and not expendable in the system. Things suddenly change when the grid fails. Well said, Red Brick Investigations. John Markel, hung up my cape now. I wear the Joker makeup. That's what I really liked the Joker when it came out because it gave a perspective. The guy wanted to be loved. The Joker wanted love. He wanted acceptance. He wanted to be part. He wanted friendship. He was born in very dire circumstances, right? The mother was mentally ill, poverty. He tried to work. He was made fun of and he snapped. I'm not saying I'm not saying to snap. And that's why so many of the other Jokers, they loved him because they realized they were in the same boat, that they were in a predicament that couldn't be fixed. So they took matters in their own hands, right? I'm not saying do not take matters in your own hand. Get to the point where you say, you know what? I'm done. I'm done dealing with an environment that doesn't respect men, that doesn't respect hard work, value, compassion that men give, because most of the relationships, 98% of women are not recommended. It's not going to work out for you. So go villain. Put sand in her lube. Who says, don't man up, man out? Absolutely. Put all of that energy where you would want to take, and the villain against that point where he takes out all that power and he wants to destroy others. He projects his negativity onto these others and hurts others. We're not saying that. Take all that power that you're feeling and put it in yourself and do the things that you need to do to improve your self-concept. That's all we're saying. I can't change what a person thinks, and don't argue with idiots because you become one. Correct. Check out the Infinium channel. He does good content. I was clown. All I was doing was trying to put a smile on these 304s of my expenses to look like a clown, and I am a MGTOW Joker. Yeah, once you realize the system is unfixable, you go villain. Never argue with crazy. Never argue with a woman because you've lost. In my eyes, in the eyes of my narc family, I am an evil, demonic villain from hell solely because I stopped being the family scapegoat and went my own way. Well, you didn't become a Captain Sabaho to another woman, right? Just shut up and watch. Attaboy, Jerome Markel. Well said. All you can say to his woman is, I can't imagine what you're going through. It must be tough. Metal Gear, good to see you, brother. Nice guys finish last. That's a problem with nice guys. They want to be superheroes. What does Jordan Peterson say? Nice guys are agreeable, and agreeable is weakness. And when nice guys, see, this is what happens. Nice guys are the villains, the true villains. They snap. And when they snap, they take out people. They delete themselves and their ex-wives or their wives. They delete others. They hurt people. That is the true villain. We're not saying we're not nice guys. We're guys that understand we get to a certain point in life, we realize we can't fix it. It's unfixable. Yes, we've gone through traumatic experiences, difficult situations, and that's where we leave. That's where we part ways. We take that power back and we project it on ourselves. We sit back and watch it. We sit back and watch it burn, right? That was Bush. People soldier on. That's what we're talking about. The old, good to see you, Christian. Villains always want to extract information and use said information against that person. Just let them talk and expose themselves. There you go. So go back and look at the villains in all of the movies that you've seen. Joker, Darth Vader. What about the villain on in Speed? Dennis Hopper. Remember Dennis Hopper? He's the one that came out. I think the system screwed him, right? And he wants to blow up a building or a bus, what have you. Go watch some of these older stories with villains in it and look at their background. But they get to a point where they snap, right? They were in the system. They were disrespected in the system, disregarded, thrown out, and they snap. What about Michael Douglas in Falling Down? Remember that one? Blue Creek, good to see you, brother. Hope all is well with your daughter. Good guy in Alabama, Blue Creek. Good to see you. It's sad how many dreams die because of a woman. Don't let your dream die, guys. It kills your soul. The true villain would be not understanding female nature. Agreed, Rad, on nice guys being the ones who snap. Those are the true villains. The guys, I mean, I've known several guys that have deleted themselves and their exes or their wives because they can't handle it. They're projecting all of this anger on something they can't fix onto others and hurt others. We're not talking about hurting others. That is, you hurt some, you don't hurt anybody. You walk away. That's your greatest power. Silence. Taking that silence back and putting it on yourself. Men have been cleaning up women's problems for the past 50 years. No more, says Timmy Kramer. Well said, brother. Ant-Man, Rad is in the building. Don't let the world change you. Always be good to yourself. Good to see you, brother. Ant-Man the Raven. Slam Cave, good to see you. Why even care about females who never cared about you? It's the programming in life. Either you opt into it or you opt out. I chose to opt out, and that's my superpower. Has nothing to do with the real world, the Sigma. There you go. James, good to see you, brother. Falling Down is a great movie. Again, the guy snaps, right? JC, the villain administers calm, consistent, tough love, the most important type of love, the kind of love I received from my parents. Well said. Now, today's parents, and I've seen a lot of them, they want to be superheroes. They want to fix everything for their kids. My dad was villain. Yeah, he was a villain dad. He made me fix my own shit. You don't want to be fixed. Well said, Christian. Use your heads. You can't fix the rage, can you, Red Brick? You just have to walk away. Listen, Captain Savaho and the White Knight, he's 0 for a bazillion. He's defeated. He's never won. Don't be that guy. Most people have told me, you always act like you're a lawyer in a courtroom. Yeah, I'm a guy, and guys get dragged in the gyno court system, so guilty as accused. Attaboy. More men are growing up and actually facing real serial blank world of divorce rights of women. Yeah, it's a nightmare in the court system, guys. Don't get in it. The power of walking away. Focus. It's not about, okay, when you walk away from situations, it's not about spiting them. It's about bringing the power back into you and fixing yourself and becoming, the stronger man that you should be becoming. That's all it is. Creeps and beta males increasing since divorce. There you go. And you're going to see a lot more of these nice guys snap, especially as life continues and the divide gets bigger. Even Superman isn't enough. Well said. I mean, he's simped. How come all of the, outside of Batman, why is Superman such a simp? Clark Kent. Peter Parker was wimpy too, right? I'm old and tired of picking up their messes. Well said, Metal Gear. She just doesn't talk to me. She was, she's anti-guy or something. They know nothing of what they really want, let alone know themselves. Isn't that the truth, Slam? Opt out is always good. Opt out or opt in. You have two choices. Superheroes will opt in. Nino, taking that silence back and putting it on yourself. Epic move. Good to have you in the chat. I don't want you to fix my problems. I want you to listen about them. I'm sure it sure fell apart when I just started listening and not solving crap. Felt really good. Gotcha. Yeah, we need to be strong. There are so many things for men to do and choose those 3 or 4s. Go fishing, go hunting. If you cannot build anything, just enjoy the nature and mountains. Well said. I still think Show Me Your Genitals by John somebody is hilarious. I guess I'm a villain if you can have dark humor and not censor myself constantly so people feel bad. Well, I think villain mode is also following your path, is saying no, having your own boundaries in life, to friends, to family. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to be nice guy to validate your existence. Hoes react better to a villain than good nice guy. Could Chad be a villain? Women are too much information for emotional relationships. Well said. Very difficult to maintain. The power of walking away. 5 women I walked away from in my young years have each been divorced at least twice, and one of them 5 times. Walking away is a superpower. JC. Big World. Have you heard this phrase? When women complain that men are emotionally unavailable. Oh, absolutely. It's a pretty common phrase, Big World. Hope you're doing well. They want a project that they can say, look at this, what I created. I turned him into a man. They like projects, that's for sure, John Markel. Even superhero movies have that simp mentality. Absolutely. They want to fix. See, this is what simps do. All right. We are, maybe most of us have been in this situation, but simps want to fix women. You can't fix women. They want to fix relationships. They want to be the superhero. They want to be the white knight. They want to save the single mother. Okay, that's what superheroes. But they're not saving anything. They're not changing anything because the programming is still there. We're deciding we're walking away. That's all we're doing. That's what villain mode is. That brings your power back to you. That is the ultimate superpower. Most of the TV shows and villains and gangs are a joke. Yep. Another great, nice movie is The Incident with Martin Sheen. Absolutely. David Castro, good to see you, brother. Hope you are well. Old TV shows are good. I mean, look at some of the villains in Dirty Harry. I've been watching a lot of those old 70s movies. They're great. Awesome. Toxic parents are also emasculate boys. Well said. Who I'm emotionally stunted. There you go. That's all you have to say. Ed, good to see you. But still, the new boys that are born are going to get one of those Jezebels before they can wake up from the Matrix because they can smell the simp in them from a mile away. Well said. That's unfortunate for the boys today. We definitely grew up in a different world. Delart, good to see you, brother. Hope you're well. What do you mean when they say men are emotionally unavailable? A lot of women like to say that because they want a man in their emotions. They want a man that's, when a man doesn't talk about how he feels, that's what they mean. And a lot of women love emotionally unavailable men because they're more masculine than the feminine that share their feelings. My ex turned 3 of my kids 15 years ago. They're in their 30s now and no word. Well, you know what? I'm villain mode with my daughter. Listen, if you respect is a two-way street, okay? Honor is a two-way street. When one of those is a one-way street, you walk. You don't try to fix it. That's what superheroes do. Captain Save-A-Hose for their own kids. You build your life. Unfortunately, life is not about always having to fix your kids or your parents or your sisters or brothers. It's about fixing yourself. Nothing you can do to fix anyone. You can't fix them. And that's villain mode right there. Once you're single and addicted to solitude, even driving becomes pleasant and peaceful. Well said. Emotionally unavailable men are also unpredictable or challenging for them. Yeah, they're a project. Yeah, absolutely. Remember, women love mystery. They love changes, challenges. They love broken men. They don't like nice guys. Don't listen to them when they say like nice guys. They're not biologically wired to go the distance. They might like maybe 1 or 2 things, but they don't want a nice guy. They want a powerful, masculine man, if they admit it or not. She will eventually want something or someone else to make her happy. They don't want superheroes either. Multiple women have been married to superheroes. Sylvester Stallone, Brad Pitt, Tom Cruise. Well, we won't talk about Tom Cruise. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Those guys are superheroes in real life. And they divorced them. I was in a VA on my birthday, and my Christian grandmother Virginia, and I had a Trump t-shirt on, immediately didn't want me to wear it, take it off, and put it on another shirt. Jeez. Crazy, Jerron Markel. Big world, emotionally unavailable means you're not doing, saying what you want, what they want to hear, plus what I could use against you later. Yep. Reason it changes when you express your deep. Yep. Once you tell them anything that's emotional, it's over. It's over. Yep, my ex simpy mixed simster nephew-in-law found out the hard way. You can't fix women, particularly single mothers, because he's now being divorced, raped in every way possible. I agree. Stop fixing them. I know we are men and we are the deductive problem solvers, but no, I don't want a solution. They want chaos. Let them suffer and walk away, boys. Well said. Be the villain. The Superman, the superhero wants to fix them. Villain doesn't. Our ancestors actually never conformed to the system of all time. They also study to improve themselves, but modern men study to only get good grades and follow without questioning anything. Exactly. The programming. The villain rebels against the programming, says, let's see. The villain is probably more black pill than anything, but understands very early on the system's rigged against them. Go to watch any movie that has a villain in it and a superhero. You'll see exactly they were disregarded by the system, the programming. They grew up in terrible circumstances. They all wanted friends and to be loved and so forth. And then they snapped. They take it out on others. They project onto others, right? Slam says, my biggest downfall is caring about female nature. Well, all of us did. You know? Does the villain care? That's a good question. What do you guys think? He cared at one time. But when he got to that precipice where he realized he couldn't fix anything, I think he quit caring. He just walked away. That's the villain mode I'm talking about. JC talked about it, right? You walk away. You put all of that power and energy that you could project and do evil on yourself, and you improve yourself. You validate yourself. Emotional unavailable men also mean they can't read you. It's the poker face. She can't tell what you're thinking. Reason they ask what you think. Yeah. Once you start being predictable, sharing experiences, sharing life, that's what Who's talking about. It's over. Then you become emotionally available, and that's when women disregard their men. And most men don't understand this. Most men want to be the nice guy. They want to show that they care about the woman, that they are thinking about her. Well, guess what? What do we have to learn in female nature? The opposite is true. They don't want an emotionally available man. They don't want a caring and compassionate man with a majority. They want a man that's unpredictable, just go listen to Tom Likas. Why women love jerks. He's absolutely right. Unpredictable guys that flake, guys that tell women, what is that word? Backhanded compliments. That's what they like. Guys that don't show up, guys that are angry, alcoholics, felons. I mean, everything you think, this is why we had to learn this. That Superman movie, don't know which part, where Superman becomes an aggressive, mean drunk when he faces off with himself. It's a good scene. I remember that one, brother. Warrior Zen, good to see you, Wes. 15 complete back. Good for you. I saw those pictures in Warsaw. That looked great. I'd love to visit there. Radical Rafter, good to see you, brother. Good afternoon to you. Good morning. I'm still a little mid-morning here. Anthony says, actually, when we were kids, we rooted for the heroes. After growing up, we understand villains more. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I keep going back to the Joker movie, with Joaquin Phoenix, showing his back history and what he suffered, and realized the programming was always out to get him. But he snapped, right? He snapped. I've been watching your channel for 4 years now. I straight up told my girlfriend I'm not marrying you. I just don't care about what she wants at this point. Oh, you're going villain mode, big world. That's it. You're giving no Fs. You don't care anymore. You don't want to make somebody happy at the loss of your perspective. That's the idea. We don't want to continue to make the world happy and safe while we lose ourselves in the process. We already tried that, being married or being in a relationship. Doesn't work. The MRAs tried it. Didn't work. Villains are far more emotional than heroes in 304s. Thanks for putting Wes's channel up. You guys, go subscribe to Wes. He's got some good stuff. Tennis guy. He does little short videos about how he taught tennis girls, teenage women about tennis and all of the female nature he saw on a court. A caring, compassionate guy is the perfect guy for them. Simps are their go-tos, their safety net. Well said. Every single man I have seen who got married is lost. Again, the idea of getting on your knee, that's when you become emotionally available. It's over at that point. 304s don't have jobs. They have simps. Attaboy. Masculinity is actually not about conforming completely. It's about conforming to the right virtue. Modern boomers are wrong about the actual traditionalism. Go back and watch the movies from the 40s. With Humphrey Bogart, Marlon Brando. You'll see some different masculine men. But the whole programming basically says men need to be caring and compassionate. The problem is the programming we were taught by women Sunday school teachers, women teachers in the educational system. We were raised by single mother or by our mothers. Some of us may be single mothers who were home all the time. We were raised in a very gynocentric world. Unfortunately, most school teachers are women. I think it's like 65% of all teachers are women. It is what it is. Tell them the truth, they run. Attaboy. I realize the more with travel, the more you work to destroy your own foundation. The help will never be reciprocated. Well said. Well said, Wes. Don't be that guy like the guy wearing the band shirt of the band you're going to see. There you go. If you were still married, Rad, we wouldn't be talking. You'd be still busy doing what you're supposed to do, pleasing the unpleasable, being the simp. Sure. Wouldn't be here if I was still married. Wouldn't be here. I'd be still trying to fix everything, to make everything right. Men spend, especially husbands and fathers, spend the majority of their time sacrificing their own endeavors to help fix people. Is that noble? Well, we thought it was. What does it get us? Nothing but suffering, because we realize we can't fix anything. The scene where the Joker is burning all the money and just watching the world burn. Yes, I remember that scene. Why some boomers hate masculinity? Well, it's the programming they grew up in. I mean, they came out of the hippie generation too. The Black Knight. There you go. Villains also understand human nature and not just female nature. Good point, Metal Gear. Good point. I think they're more black pill than anything. Until they snap, right? Rad, what's your opinion about professional stress relievers? Very common and legal in Poland. I don't have a problem with that. Again, whatever brings peace, quiet, and freedom and doesn't hurt anybody. Slam says, this is probably the most important part of life. You can only fix yourself. I would agree with that statement. I don't think so, Big World, because most Mormon folks, LDS people, are really blue-pilled. There's the ex-Mormons, right? You're not special. None of us are special. We've gone through the ringer. Your stories are pretty much similar to all of ours, right? Before there were certain rewards for being the man or manning up, like loot or booty. Now you man up to carry the burden of another man's kids and damaged 304s. Stay away from the single mother. That's what superheroes do. Some boomers think that they were oppressive in the past and they can carry their boomer guilt. Yeah. Well, their parents were the silent generation that didn't show any emotion. So they wanted to get that hippie thing. I'm going to show emotion. I'm going to be more liberal. I'm going to be more effeminate, or, more. I'm going to get a lot of boomers. My dad wasn't like that, but a lot of boomers tried to remove toxic masculinity, right? They wanted to be more in touch with their feelings. The whole hippie movement. More liberal men in the boomer generation than any other generation ever. That's where it started. The silent generation was most conservative. Not a lot of liberals in that point. So yeah, well said, Anthony. I think it was a guilt thing too. Thank Fight Club for those words of wisdom. Oh, it's a great movie. So let's take I don't know if you guys seen the TV show Dexter, but Dexter, I love that show. I mean, you start rooting for him just to take out people. But he's also rebelling. He's a villain in his own way. He's actually a villain and a superhero, if you think about it. But he is rebelling against the programming as well, knowing the system's rigged, right? He takes things in his own hands. Now, from a moral perspective, is he doing the right thing? I like the idea that he's taken out, PDF files and all sorts of things. But where the system got him off because he had money or clout or something. But it is what it is. I need something moved, painted, a bill paid, yard mowed, the honeydew list, more like handyman list with no pay. There you go. I remember those. I'm not special. I'm not special. Don't get Shannon Sharp by these fake cucks. Yeah, I can't believe his fall from grace just recently. He was kind of he was going the Joe Rogan path, and all of a sudden somebody comes out of the woodworks. Guys, be very careful in life. And he's also a celebrity, so he's a target. Slam says, sometimes I feel I have learned nothing dating a divorced single mom and still struggling with getting my power back. Well, this is when you have to go back to villain mode. You have to give no fucks. But it's hard when I understand female nature and male nature and wanting to be a good presence in someone's life. But the good presence in someone's life doesn't mean anything anymore. So you have to remember that. She's not going to see it. She's only going to see what she's emotionally wired in that moment to see. See, men make the mistake of trying to be nice and trying to be compassionate and caring and loving and really receptive to a woman's needs. That doesn't help. That never lasts. That never works. But yet we're so addicted to the fantasy that it will and it won't. And we have to get to the point and go villain mode and say, I'm not going to be a superhero anymore. Now it's about me. Breaking Bad. There's another TV show about that, right? Mormons eat their babies. Well, have you heard of my brother married a gal who had a natural birth, and they used the placenta and made little little vitamins out of it. So apparently they eat parts of the externals. Nobody is special. Everyone is special in his or her own way. Well said. We need to be reminded that men are actually villains with a purpose to get out on our own. Correct. Could be a water heater with hooves. There you go. That last scene in 7 when he finds out what's in the box. No, don't shoot him. That was a great show. 7. Yeah, once you start seeing the next TV show you watch or movie that has a villain and a superhero, look at the female nature, the male nature, the red pill, the blue pill, all of that we talk about, and then you're going to side with that villain. You might not side with his actions after he goes nut job, but you're going to side with him up to that point. The best thing he can do, the greatest superpower of a villain, is walking away. Thanos, attaboy. Dexter was a great show. They can tell you what they want while meanwhile not giving two shits about your needs. Well said. And again, the male this is what men have to continually remind themselves. A female's brain is not a male brain. You can't understand it. They can't understand you. Is my brother the doctor, the red pill? No, he's blue pill. Another great villain as well, Metal Gear. Warriors End. Met a 19-year-old basketball guy from Macedonia. I dropped some red pill on him, told him to stay focused on basketball. Attaboy. Watch his money, too. A child who is not embraced by its village will burn it, feel its warmth. African famous proverb. I'm going to start watching Dexter again. I love the audiobooks. It's a great show. But watch it in a red pill way, right? Watch it in a way that you can't fix anything. In terms of Dexter, he couldn't fix the system. The lawyers get everybody off. Think OJ. They can't fix the system, so he takes it into his own hands. There's something so villainous and so just cool about that. I don't know. We don't like evil people. We don't like evil people. We don't like evil people that have hurt others. What about Ransom with Mel Gibson? When they take his kid and he gets on TV and he's like, I will find you and I'll beat your ass. Like, I just love that. That's exactly what I would do if someone took my kid. Because I know the police and the court system are rigged against that person getting, like, literally, if they find him, he'd probably be off in 10 years. And all of the damage he did to the kidnapped victim, right? What happens there? I don't really talk to my brother. Him and we are very different. We are very different. I probably see him once a year, talk to him once a year. That's it. He's the golden child of the family, and he's a god. He's an anesthesiologist, so that means he's God. He wouldn't like what we're talking about anyway. He would say that I need to go find a beautiful woman, and I let's see. He would say, "Get back in the marriage. That's where happiness is." You know. Good for him. He's been married 32 years. Whatever. What's in the box? What's in the box? Yeah, Hammerhand. It'd be interesting. It'll be interesting to see Hammerhand's the comics of the villain and the superhero, and how, based on his, his last 15, 20 years in this space. I'd like to read them, because there's going to be red pill in there. I watched Lion King with my nephew. Scar had a good background story before becoming villain. Yeah, all of the stories of these villains, they run the same track. I mean, look at Superman, right? Falls out of the sky, raised by, an earthly couple, blah, 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 goes through the same sorts of situations, finds his power. The villain comes out of a traumatic situation, an experience that shaped him, was bullied, was unloved, wanted to be loved, wanted to be part of something, wanted to be part of a family. Gets to a point where he's realized it's stacked against me. I choose to either continue this way, try to continue to be loved, or I opt out and I go my own way. Right? That's what we're talking about here, guys. We realize that the system is rigged against men for the most part. When men are in relationships, they want to be comparing, compassionate. Now, 98% of relationships, they don't like that. Okay. It's rigged against you. It could biology, just call it biology. Right? It doesn't work. If only brothels were available. They are in Reno. So basically, society is already dead. Yeah, I would agree with that statement. And so what can you do? See, people say, "Oh, Rad, it'll change when there's a world war blank, when there's a huge economic catastrophe." It might change in the sense that these women will get back because they need providers and protectors. But what happens when it gets back to normal? They leave. You see, the programming is already rigged. You can't fix the programming. That's what superheroes are trying to do. They want to fix the programming. It's not you can't fix it. It's over. So you understand that, and you go villain mode, and you say, you know what? I understand I can't fix it. I'm not going to give fucks about trying to fix it. I'm going to put all that focus on me now and get rid of those dipshits in my life, toxic people, whether they're family members, whether they're children, whether they're parents, whether they're best friends, people you work with, neighbors, and you get rid of them. That's what we're talking about, and watch it burn. Alonzo in Training Day, the antagonist. Yeah, I remember that. Great villains. So start watching movies with this idea. He's not a narcissist. He's just in his own world. We're very different. Well, he's got 6 kids. They seem to be happy. They'll make it. Society and government is the same. Like my mom, half deaf, blind, confused, and heavily in debt, and won't listen to men. No, they don't listen to men. My mom doesn't listen to my dad when my dad's like, quit spending money on this. She still does it. I get red pilled after losing my close friend. He was tired of dealing with the conflict between his mother and wife and deleted him. Wow. That's unfortunate, Anthony. Payback had an antagonist, not sure of his character yet. Sure. Lots of great movies. So if you think about it, I was a film major in high school and early college, and there were antagonists and protagonists and all that, the plot, the villain's journey, the hero's journey, all this shit. Most movies are very similar. They all have very similar themes, thematic themes and plots. there's some sort of antagonist, protagonist, or some sort of scenario of emotional unavailability and so forth, and people are they're trying to fight to fix it. Okay, trying to fight to fix it. And in most American movies, right, the hero always wins. But a lot of movies, especially South American, Australian movies, the hero wins, or the villain wins. So it's very interesting to see the different elements in different countries of filmmaking. But it all kind of follows the same path. There is a villain and there is a hero. There is a hero's journey. There is a villain's journey. We're saying we are not going to follow a superhero's journey because it doesn't fix anything. It might fix from something exploding, but everybody goes back to normal. Remember, Paul Elam and his gang tried to fix it. They tried to fix the war on men. It didn't work. He took and disclosed his professional major. There you go. Yes. Condolences to Anthony's friend. The only villain that I enjoyed in Smallville was actually Michael Rosenbaum. He'll even get her married, Lana, and had SCX with her too. He's still a Chad. There you go. The thing we need to do is bring the power back. That's our superpower. That is the ultimate superpower. To give no fucks, to quit trying to please people, to quit trying to fix people, to quit trying to fix the situation. You're not going to fix female nature, male nature, the court system, the government, the education system. You're not going to fix it. If you can't fix it, then you opt out. And you put that energy in things that you want to do. It's going to be challenging. When you've been programmed for 30, 40, 50 years to realize that now you can't fix it. And some people get depressed and they delete themselves. If there's nothing I can do, I lived a whole life. No, well, the life begins the moment you wake up. That's when it begins. If I can do it, you can do it. The Queen Latifah equalizer. Other than my son, I should only care about myself. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, obviously your parents, right? If you're needing to take care of them, that's another honorable thing to do. But if they're disrespectful, that's something you need to think about as well. And whenever there's disrespect or disregard, that's when you walk. That's when you walk. I have a really good friend. He was the one whose girlfriend moved in and the judge kicked him out of his own house. I talked about him a few times. He just had prostate cancer surgery. Went well. His oldest son has not talked to him for 15 years. The daughter does. He has two kids, a boy and a son. So they're like 32 and 30. Has not talked to his dad. Didn't even call after the surgery. So what does Dave say? I'm writing him out of my will. Good for you. You should. That's disrespecting your father. That's dishonoring your father. Move that out. Quit trying to worry. Quit being sad that your kid didn't reach out. Realize that they have their own life and you move on. They don't give a crap about life and struggle. Well said, Betty. I like Denzel Washington's, a lot of his movies. I am reading A Brave New World with a RP lens. Oh, that's a great book. Programming the Youth, first 2 chapters of that book. Well said. Otto, good to see you, brother. But that, gents, is the story of today's topic. Why villain mode is so important. It puts that lens back on you. It realizes there's nothing for you to fix. It's rigged against, the programming is rigged against you. You cannot fix it. Ships do not come in under rocky waves. They come in under calm seas. Think about that. Otto says 4 years and not seeing his kids. Happens to a lot of us. It's been 2 years since I've talked, seen, or even heard. And you know, I'm fine. I accept that reality in life. Maybe that reality changes. Maybe it doesn't. But I'm not going to let that stop me. I know where I fit. I know my self-worth. And it sucks. I think Ed's another guy that's had the same issue with some of his kids. Life of a married man with a toxic wife and also a controlling mother. Yeah, that's a tough life right there. Queen Latifah. Oh, jeez. Oh, I can't stand. Didn't they make a statue about her in New York City, Gerard Markel? I heard they put these like a couple of statues of fat women in Times Square or something like that. Otto, well said. It's out of my hands now. Absolutely. Once you realize there's nothing you can do, what are you going to do? Try to fix something that you can't do? It's like going to a movie screen. You don't like the scene in the movie screen, and you try to fix it on the screen. You can't fix the screen because there's nothing to fix on the screen. The only way to fix that movie is to put a new movie in the projector. That's what men have tried to do. Change the movie by going to the screen to fix the screen. Or it's like going to the mirror. I want to fix my face in the mirror. You can't fix it in the mirror. The only thing you can do is, fix your whatever by applying something on your face. If you have acne, or put alcohol swabs on your face. Well, you can't fix the mirror. The mirror is just a projection, a reflection. I miss my BMW. BMW 7s are good. I had a 735i. We move on, gents. We get better. Well said. There was a reason why Palm Pilot washed his hands of the whole situation. Not me, not my resources. Let it rot. Well said. What is Trump doing right now with this Zelensky and Putin thing? He said he's out. He said if there's no deal, we're out of it. We're not going to try it. We're not getting involved in it. Villain mode. Diary of a Madman, Diary of a Married Man is the same thing. There you go. Yep, I'll never get a European car anymore. They're just too expensive. They're beautiful cars. They're well engineered, but they're too expensive to fix. So many men have lost their life due to what? A female. How many people are behind cold, hard concrete and metal bars because of a woman? Or because they lost their villain. They snapped in their villain mode. They put up a Keisha black woman with a bad attitude statue in Times Square. It looks like that one, like Letitia James. They're trying to do that, Christian. But who will fix it? There is no fixing it. Well said. Go away. Go to another country. The women are much different. Well, they might be a little different. Western society values haven't caught up fully to them, but eventually, maybe it will. We want to deal with them, but who knows what'll happen. It'll be interesting to see, I mean, again, I am no fan of war, or death, or innocent lives being taken. Unfortunately, but our whole world from Neanderthals have been based on war, right? Again, that's unfixing too. You're never going to fix that. There's always going to be some sort of conflict. We must fix ourselves, not our ex. Well said. Ukraine girls are dating Russian soldiers. Not that statue. It's not that fat Latifah Rad. Just a virtual signal of degeneracy celebrating fake victimhood. I already have black fatigue over the culture. Someone was up there. There's a couple of them. One was big, had big old tube sock boobs, just fatty, little short fatty, little. What does Greg Adams call them? Little refrigerators. She wider than she tall. Well said. What happened to Ukraine dating sites? Ukraine do have beautiful women. Ask Brandon Trueblood. I love the villain attitude. It's a great learning tool, especially for you. Absolutely. I mean, if you think about it, now I'm not a big fan of this guy, the Romanian that's gotten a lot of popularity, Nino, but he's kind of villain mode in a lot of ways. Mr. Tate. David Goggins. There's another villain mode. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the war, man. I mean, just walk away. But unfortunately, we live in a warmongering world and history of civilization. It has all war, all the way back to the Moors, or in Spanish, los moros. The city of Troy. Yep. A war over one woman. How about John Wick? He killed his dog. That's a great series, the John Wick series. He's a villain too. Wouldn't you think that John Wick's a villain? Popeye chicken eating hen on the waist attitude statue. Tear that shit down. She got a check engine. She got a picture on a check engine light. She got Captain Crunch on her floor. She got broken window. Corey Wayne, beta villain mode. Carl, I think someone should put up a statue of Hank Hill and claim he represents the common white blue-collar worker. Attaboy. Big world. No war. Not many wars in South America. Not many wars. Yeah, true. That statue isn't working out the way they thought it would be. Bring back Robert E. Lee, Stonewall Jackson, Ulysses Grant. But think about it. Go villain. Villain mode. No fucks. Everything comes back to you. You're not fixing a woman. You're not fixing relationships. You're not fixing society to put men, to have men honored again. You're fixing yourself. See you later, Christian. I'm going to shut, with that comment, I'm going to shut this down and go do something. You guys have a great one. We will see you on the next. And remember this, your ultimate superpower is to have some of those traits of the villain. Watch it burn, but focus on yourself. Kazee Jr., are villains born or made? All villains are born with the same traits of superheroes, but they become that way down the line based on their situations. With that being said, have a great rest of your day. I'm out. Peace.